What's up, guys and girls? I hope you're having an awesome day or night wherever in the world you may be, and almost 500 subs. Wow, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so I was in the World Class Bullshitter stream last night, not like as part of the group, but I was just in the chat. And while we were all waiting for the stream to start, there were news just broke that we have our new Batman. It's not Jake Gyllenhaal. It's Robert Pattinson. Good old Edward Cullen. Good old Cedric Diggory. Yeah, I know. Now, at first, I laughed and I cringed because I thought, no. There's just no way that this guy can pull it off. There's just no way. But you know, after closer inspection, I realized that the Twilight movies are just fan fiction and nothing more. And they made every actor and actress in that film, or those films, look like shit. Except Kristen Stewart. But, like, she's just, she ain't in anything. I'm joking. Like, in Zathura, she was okay. But, okay, on to this. This comes from Variety. He's going from sex symbol to bat symbol. Sources tell Variety that Robert Pattinson is in negotiations to play the Batman in Matt Reeves' forthcoming superhero film, which hits theaters June 25th, 2021. While sources say it's not yet a done deal, Pattinson is the top choice and is expected to close shortly. Warner Brothers had no comment. Pre-production on the Warner Brothers DC Comics pick is expected to start this summer. Reeves, the filmmaker behind the last two Planet of the Apes sequels, I didn't know that. Assumed Batman directing duties from Ben Affleck in January 2017, and has been developing the elusive project ever since. I like that phrase. Affleck and Warner Brothers began discussing the actor-director leaving the Cape Crusader behind following Justice League, allowing Reeves to pick up his own Bruce Wayne. Well, I think we may as well just reboot the DCEU. Reeves will produce the Batman with his Planet of the Apes collaborator Dylan Clark. Pattinson was cast even as Reeves continues to polish a final version of the script. Former Twilight heartthrob, who has successfully turned to art house fare. Pattinson, 33, becomes the second youngest actor to ever play Batman on the big screen after Christian Bale, who was 31 when Batman Begins premiered in 2005, one of the best superhero movies ever made. Warner Brothers, in giving Reeves plenty of time to develop the script, is hoping the latest iteration of the DC icon is done right, following the disappointments of Batman vs Superman and Justice League. And I don't want anyone trying to tell me that the Batman wasn't disappointing in those films. He was. In Batman vs Superman, he's using a gun. He doesn't use... Right, but that's not the issue. Him using a gun isn't the problem. It's just we didn't get enough of him to complement the gun. And then in Justice League, he looked like a bitch. In fact, in Batman vs Superman, Batman was a badass. In Justice League, what was he doing? Just grappling everywhere, hiding. It's like, no, that's not Batman. You got that wrong. No official start date has been set for the Batman. Insiders tell Variety filming could start in late 2019 or early 2020. Pattinson is about to shoot another film for Warner Brothers, Christopher Nolan's event movie co-starring John David Washington, which is set to open July 17, 2020. Oh, good. So he can probably get some advice from Christopher Nolan, how to operate on that set, So that could be a good thing. Pattinson has a total of 4 films opening this year. Shit! Beginning with Claire Denis' High Life, he also appears in Robert Eggers' The Lighthouse, which bows at the Cannes Film Festival, The King for Netflix, and Waiting for the Barbarians. He is rep by WME, the Curtis Brown Group, and 3 Arts Entertainment. He looks absolutely stoned in this, in that bit. But yeah, everyone is, getting all up in their arms and getting all emotional about it. And people are using the Heath Ledger example, where no one trusted Heath Ledger, then he was put in the role, and then we got arguably the greatest Joker ever. The difference is those kind of chances are few and far between. They're like 1 in a billion. Just because it's a surprise casting doesn't mean it's going to be good. I mean, look at Brie Larson. yeah, yeah, my God. But you know, I'm gonna give him a chance. I'm gonna give him a chance. I'd say what he needs to do is bulk the fuck up. Hit the gym, protein shakes every day, chicken, rice, veg, meat, steak, everything. Give it to him. Everything. All of it. Because as far as being as far as the best in shape Batman, it's gotta be Christian Bale or Ben Affleck. Like Christian Bale got lean as fuck, and then Ben Affleck got ripped. Like seriously, ripped. Um, People will say, "Oh, you don't need that." That's the character of Batman. He's in peak human conditioning. He needs that because otherwise, he's just a guy in a suit throwing batarangs. You know, he has to have something there, so, even if it's abs. So get him to hit the gym hard for 6 months. Give him steroids if you have to. I'm joking, but yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna give him a chance. I initially laughed because it's funny. But you know, as David Tennant said, whenever someone steps into the role of the Doctor, you know, everyone. That's why I got the resign from the internet saying. I got that from him. It's fun. Um, when he said when it was about Jodie Whittaker taking over, obviously I'm not a fan of that, but still. And you know, he was basically saying how it's in part to seeing a new person, new take kind of thing. Now I've seen Christian Bale, Ben Affleck, and now I'm going to see Robert Pattinson. Um, very surprising. I would have probably preferred Jake Gyllenhaal. That I think he would have been a very good Bruce Wayne. Um, but I'm gonna give him a chance. I say we will give him a chance. Dial back on the hate a little bit. It's funny because of his like you know heartthrob work. But if you just discount Twilight and you just discount his like modeling stuff, he's not the worst choice in the world. And I think I saw something else yesterday that Nicholas Hoult is also in line in case if it's not Patterson. So Nicholas Hoult could be a good Bruce Wayne. Um, that makes sense. But yeah, we'll just have to see what happens with this one. But yeah, guys, you know, come on, chill out on him a bit. He's he's probably nervous as fuck going into this role. I mean, it's fucking Batman. Like he's got massive shoes to fill. This is one of the biggest roles. I'd say this is the equivalent of someone taking over Chris Evans as Cap, like in actual Steve Rogers, or taking over Iron Man from Downey Jr., or taking over Wolverine from Hugh Jackman, or Deadpool, Ryan Reynolds from Deadpool, or you know, taking over Professor X, like James McAvoy and Patrick Stewart. You know, it's the equivalent of that. It's taking over them roles, and he's got big shoes to fill. So I think, to be honest, you know, if they're really going with him, got to give him the full support, full support. And Shazam, right? Shazam was such a good movie, and it was diverse as hell. So the social justice warriors can be happy. It was diverse as hell, but as a friend told me, no one talks about it. Aquaman was very good, bit cheesy, but it was good. Then you had Wonder Woman, and that was a fantastic film. BVS was good in scale in terms of execution, could have been better. The opening was fantastic, though. I mean, that opening was one of the best things I've ever seen. Um, I mean, just in terms of like the way you see his parents walking out the cinema or the theater, and they get gunned down, and then after it, you see Bruce Wayne running into the rubble of Metropolis, where no, not Metropolis. Is it Metropolis? It's Metropolis, isn't it? I call myself a bloody DC fan, and I've forgotten Superman's home bloody city. Fuck's sake. Um, and it's getting destroyed, and you can see Superman and Zod in the onset. And oh, that's another thing. Man of Steel was a fantastic movie. I don't know why everyone rags on that. It was a brilliant movie. I know him watching his dad, him letting his dad die is a bit weird. It doesn't really make sense to the character, but for the story they were telling, it's kind of what they were going for, if that makes sense. That he can't out himself to the world, and it was only after he outed himself that he realized he could have saved it. But yeah, everyone, let's try and get behind Pattinson if he's the one, or if Nicholas Hoult or whoever it may be. It's pretty much looking like it's going to be good old Cedric Diggory. And you know, I don't know about you guys, but I don't know if you've ever heard, but I'm pretty sure Robert Pattinson preferred Cedric over Edward Cullen. If that don't speak volumes, I don't know what is, because as Cedric, he did a fantastic job. And as a kid, I was bawling in the cinema when Cedric was killed. Like when the credits rolled, I was like, I want Cedric to come back because he was then, Robert Pattinson made him such a likable character that I was, as a kid, fucking tormented me. I mean, shit. I mean, 2005, right, was a tough year for me. I had to see Captain Jack on Doctor Who die. Obviously, he came back, but he died. Then I had to see bloody Cedric Diggory die. Um, and then I had fucking Anakin burning to a crisp. Like in that space of 1 year, I had three or four experiences that broke my heart. I had to see Padme dying, Anakin burning, Captain Jack Harkness getting killed. I had to see Cedric Diggory dying. I mean, I was like, God, what is this year? Shit. And then 2 years later, then after that, we entered into the era of controversial superhero films. X-Men: The Last Stand. I had to see Cyclops die. Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer, which wasn't too bad. Then I had to see Spider-Man 3, which wasn't too bad, but I had to see Harry die. So, yeah, it kind of started a lot for me, seeing character deaths. Like, up to that point, the only death I had was Qui-Gon. But I'm rambling. Yeah, so, RP, good luck in the role, and for the love of God, dye your hair, like, dark. Get it, really dark. And then, hit the gym hard and just work out excessively. And yeah, wish you all the best. But guys and girls, leave your comments down below. Let me know what you think of this casting. And do you agree with anything I've said? Would you prefer to get behind him? And I know there's going to be someone that uses that as a comment. Would you prefer to get behind him and, back him? Or do you want to rag on him a little bit more? I mean, it is funny. I'll give you that. It is funny. I mean, in the Fandom Menace stream last night, some of the shit they were putting in the chat was hilarious. He's like, bloody hell, we're getting instead of using cards, he's going to be using Robert Pattinson's modeling photos. Oh god, I'll see you later, folks.